This video is advertising Red Bull Flick 2021, a massive ongoing CSGO tournament hosted on a custom game mode and arenas. And if you're looking for something a bit different, it might be just the thing. Think 2v2, changing control points, respawns, faster movement and shorter match lengths than the conventional CSGO diffuse game mode, and you've got the premise behind Red Bull Flick. I talked more about the game mode and maps in my first video released earlier this year. The focus of this video will be on the tournament, which is just about to have its last international qualifier, and then it's on to the closed qualifier and ultimately the grand final, which is being hosted this November in Helsinki in front of an audience of 1,000, and it sports a prize pool of €50,000. Tickets are available in the link in this video's description. There you'll also find links to streams of past qualifiers to get a taste of what Red Bull Flick is all about. So let's take a look at who the 16 finalists making their way to the arena in Helsinki later this year will be. 6 of these teams will comprise of pro players invited along from Team Spirit, ENCE, G2, OG, Furia and Big Academy. And the other 10 spots will all be amateur players who have proven themselves by winning the various national, international and closed qualifier events leading up to this final stage. Many of these will have been completed already, but there is still time for you and a friend to compete in the 4th and final EU qualifier, taking place on the 16th of October. You'll find a link to that as well in this video's description. Delving into the specifics, the 8 international qualifiers comprise of 4 EU events, 2 Commonwealth of Independent State events, and 2 special Nico and Hunter qualifiers, which operate the same way as the EU ones do, but the winners of these also get to play a show match with these 2 pro players, before heading on to the closed qualifier. The winner of the Finnish event and the winner of the Nordic playoffs will go straight to the Helsinki Invitational, but the rest of the national and international winners will battle it out in the closed qualifiers at the end of October until there are just 8 teams remaining, thus making up the final 16 teams who will then be heading to Helsinki for a shot at the grand prize this November. In keeping with the theme, the teams have already had to battle up the 5 arenas of Planet BU11, from the depths of the digital archives right up to the lobby of the orbital station. Having proven themselves there, they now need to compete in the 3 playoff maps, which are all based around the Wing orbital station itself. Since earlier this year, Top@Waffle has given the station's lobby map a visual and gameplay makeover, more in keeping with the style of the rest of the playoff maps. I guess if I had to describe the old map, it felt like the entirety of a small station, whereas the new one feels like just the lobby area of a much bigger one, sporting a grand scale and barred gates preventing the combat from spilling out into the rest of the station, which really makes it feel like it's a place with purpose. I asked him, wouldn't swapping the map out for a new one confuse players? To which Top@Waffle replied with, yes, everyone equally. So to ensure that you have the edge, be sure to check out the new version of the Wing 5 lobby map, which has just been released today and can be played over on the Faceit community hubs right now, and you might even win yourself some Faceit points by doing so. On the surface, it is a simple arena layout, but if you look at the radar image, you can see where all of its teleports lead to, allowing for you to quickly navigate to the furthest regions of the map. And it isn't just the players who can use these. Lob a grenade into one of these and they'll be whisked off to another point in the level, adding yet another layer of strategy and depth to the gameplay for the teams who take the time to study it. Imagine flashing through a teleport, waiting for it to explode, and then transporting yourself through it to deal with any blinded enemies on the other side. But let's take a step back for a moment and have a look at what this tournament means for Counter-Strike. Red Bull has created and hosted the largest custom game mode that Global Offensive has ever seen. It comes complete with professional players, commentators, and a production quality that's reserved for the greatest of events. Very few custom maps get as much competitive game time as the ones for Red Bull Flick have received, and seldom do community members get a chance to prove themselves against pro teams in an event such as this. While Nico and Hunter still ended up winning their show matches, they didn't win it by a landslide, proving that mastery of this game mode can still help give you a fighting chance, even when up against the greatest CSGO players of all time.
And they are more warmed up, I think.
When asked about the Red Bull Flick game mode last year, James Bardoff was enthusiastic, stating that he loved the pace and the non-stop action, believing it to be more interesting than Wingman, and was even up for matches of the Red Bull Flick game mode to be hosted at the majors. And pro player Fox stated that the game mode sported more strategy than he had expected. Evidently, it will be some time before a team exhausts the possibilities of this game mode. The final rounds of this UK qualifying event were hosted at the Red Bull Gaming Sphere in London. Winner of this national qualifier was Team Throw PogChamp, comprising of players Fred Fishoil and Wolfie. Fred Fishoil told me that this is his first time ever competing on LAN, but he and Wolfie both had extensive experience online on both ESEA and Faceit, where they've gained experience playing with and against the best players in the scene. He says that raw aim is obviously very important to have, but that mastering Red Bull Flick requires other qualities as well, like learning smooth movement and utility usage, especially in conjunction with the jump pads and teleports dotted about these maps. There have already been some really sick plays from people zooming about the map from launch ramp to launch ramp. Utilising these features helped the UK team to hold their ground and to gain a positional advantage over their foes, as well as them studying my previous video about the maps, which of course contributed greatly to their success. Sound cues also helped Fred Fishoil to score a few extra points against the opposition, and he said that he really enjoyed the interactive map elements, like the ability to close doors, which he felt made the experience feel completely new and original. Sadly, as we all know, chances to attend events in person have been few and far between in recent years, but they can't wait to fight their way through the close qualifiers and hopefully onto the event in Finland. And there's still time for you to participate in the final EU qualifier on October the 16th. If you and a friend are keen, then sign up using the Faceit link down in this video's description. And if you're happy just watching the teams battling it out, tune in for the grand final in Helsinki over the weekend spanning the 19th to the 21st of November.